Hello and welcome to my channel, The Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. My name is Floss, and I am so glad you could join me. I always look forward to your visit. You know, I did a thing. I am not allowed to buy books because I am participating in the Read What You Own book challenge. And I'm like this. I'm like that. Part of me says, you know what, Floss? Abandon ship. Enough with this. Even though you love this challenge and you love the concept of reading what you own, it helps to get those books that you have read. After all, you did purchase them with the intent of reading them. So this is a fabulous thing. On the other hand, the devil on my shoulder says, enough with this nonsense. You're not going to be on this earth forever. Don't limit yourself to your books. It's your one great indulgence in life, and don't take that away from yourself. So I'm like kind of like this. So so far I was doing splendid, wonderful, except for I got myself into a book yesterday, and I love it so much that I had to order it. So I kind of broke the rules and I went and ordered this book because I just had to have it. I could have ordered it when I was done with this Read What You Own challenge, but I kind of want to follow along with it. I was doing the Audible version, and I kind of want to see that written word too. And I also want to know that this book is, hanging out in my library on my shelf. And I am a Rammy person by nature. And when I want something done now, I actually want it done yesterday. So yes. Okay. That might disqualify me. I'm still gonna go on with the challenge. However, I'm not going to be perfect within this challenge. I am going to make some slips and falls every now and again. And although it was intentional, I can't say that it won't happen again, because it just might. It all depends. But when you come across a book so fabulous, you can't mess around. You can't play games. You gotta strike while the iron is hot, and you gotta go and do what a gal's gotta do, and I had to do that. So yeah, I went and ordered a book. So anyways, when I was out and about, I saw this little cubicle, and they had a bunch of them, and I'm going to tell you what this is. This is the original TABLETOPICS, Questions to Start Great Conversations. Who doesn't want to talk about something other than the weather, right? So if you have a subject matter that you think is going to kick off a great conversation, I'm here for it. 10th Anniversary Edition, celebrating 10 years and millions of great conversations. These engaging questions inspire the best kinds of conversation, whether at your dinner table or at a gathering with friends. Each card possesses a different question that helps you create the perfect mix of conversation. They're fun, thought-provoking, and everything in between. 135 questions created for adults, but appropriate for ages 12 and up. So now, when I open this up, when I take the lid off of it, we have that. I'm just going to set that back down. We have this. TABLETOPICS Original. I hope you enjoy using TABLETOPICS to inspire fun conversations with your family and friends. I truly believe that every conversation has the potential to be great, to inspire us to action, enrich our relationships, and connect us with the people we care about most. Christy Clark, the founder. So these are other table topic editions. Family gathering, happiness, past, present, future, best things ever, dinner party. Or TABLETOPICS to go editions. Celebrate, road trip, kids, travel. Take great conversations with you wherever you go. Get TABLETOPICS, the app. Wow. Available on iOS and Android app store. So I will put all that information, and there's a phone number there. I'll put it all in my description. So I thought in an effort to help you get to know me a little bit better, maybe, just maybe, I would open up 135 videos with a topic. I'll just pull one at random and then answer it, and then that'll be that. And then we'll move on to the books. And I'm not really good with uniformity. I'm not really good with planning things out. I'm mostly spontaneous. So I don't know. Let's see if we can do a thing here. So I'm going to take the very first question and I'm going to read it and then I'm going to answer it. What do you love about your hometown? Okay, what do I love about my hometown? There's many things that I love about my hometown. I love that I grew up here and that I am still a resident, a lifelong resident of it. I love all the historic buildings. I love the train tracks that are laid out throughout the valley. I love the traffic lights early in the morning, late at night on a frosty, cold afternoon with a backdrop of an older factory that is no longer in business, or maybe like the peanut factory when it was up and running, thriving. The history, the Woolworths and the Kresge's and the visions that I used to see, and now something else is in its place. So the growth, I also love the growth, but I'm pretty nostalgic and I hang on to that beautiful scenic past. There's so much I love. I love the scenery for sure, the mountains and the trees, and just not only the history of the buildings, but the history that I have in correlation with my own hometown and the friends that I have made along the way. I guess the better question would have been, is there anything you don't love about your hometown? Because I kind of love it all. I have roots here. I have roots. So now that I've answered that question, if you would like to answer this question in my comments, I would love to know your answer to what do you love about your hometown? So that's how that's going to work. How'd you like it? How'd I do so far? Okay. Now, what else do we want to discuss in this weekly update? I'm going to put this out here. So many of you know that my sister had a house fire that broke out and that was of no fault of her own. And she lost her home in the process. And so she's staying with me. So we have like 6 adults in my house and 6 animals. So I've been filming in the bedroom because everybody's kind of scattered out throughout the house. And in an effort to make everybody feel as much at home as possible, I encourage them to just live in all of the rooms. And so right now the library is being occupied. So that's why we are in the bedroom. Okay, so I just wanted to say with that, a big thank you to everybody who have sent kind words my way, donations, monetary gifts, virtual hugs, as well as real hugs. Anybody who has reached out in any type of kind-hearted way with your beautiful words that help us each day to get through this, and your thoughts and your prayers. So I just want to put out a huge thank you, and I want you to know how very grateful that we are for you. Okay, so now let's do this. You know, I'm doing a lot of this. I must be in a dancing mood today. But anyways, I'm going to tell you about this. So I did a thing. I went on Amazon today. I know so many of you are like, don't shop Amazon. I know, but you know what? I love to shop Amazon. As someone who never ordered anything through the mail, when I began to do that, the excitement of a package waiting for me as I pulled up after work, just sitting there on my porch waiting for me. I was like, ooh, presents. Who doesn't love presents, right? So I kind of have a fondness for Amazon. And so every so often I get on there and I place an order. And so I ordered a couple things. If you're from the 70s, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you handed in a paper and your teacher graded it A plus, B, she would, in addition to that, put a sticker on your paper, and that sticker would be a scratch and snip. And they were my favorite. I loved the pickle, to scratch and snip that pickle one. The pizza one, not so much, but oh my goodness, they were so fun. Bubble gum, I loved the bubble gum one. We have, what else did we have? Maybe a flower, grapes. That grapey grape smell, oh my God, they're so fun. So I went ahead and I ordered a pack of those for my granddaughter, introduce her into the world of scratch and snip, because you know what, everybody needs to have a little fun. So I'm excited about that purchase. I also purchased this clear teapot right here. Now, I'm not a tea drinker, but I have taken such a liking to unsweetened iced tea lately. I've kind of incorporated it into my daily regime. And so I am able to drink tea when I'm sick. My favorite tea, believe it or not, is Red Rose iced tea. I am not affiliated. I've just grew up on that and I've just always loved it. So I don't really need any of those fancy teas, but I can get on board with a trend, or I love to try new things. And so while I was scrolling, based on my choices, it suggested this blue tea for me. And I see this blue, bright, vibrant blue tea sitting in this clear tea mug, coffee mug. I have one of those. Who wouldn't want this beautiful blue looking back at them? So I started to reference, and you can get this blue tea made with turmeric, ashwagandha, ginger. I don't know how I feel about, too much ginger, but anyways, violets. This blue tea that I chose is made with violets. Okay. And then I also went and ordered the rose petal tea. I love roses. I think they're beautiful. My favorite are yellow roses. I love the way a fragrant rose smells. And I just have a great appreciation for them. And I once watched this cooking show and they put rose petals on this vanilla bean ice cream. And I thought to myself, I was quite younger at the time, don't know how I feel about that. But now, in my older age, I would give it a go. So anyways, with that thought process in mind, I said, let me get the rose petal one, because when I researched that, it said beautiful blue was for beautiful skin, and the rose was vibrancy and weight management, and there was just this whole slew of different medicinal benefits that you can get from tea alone. But now with these added elements, I could very much see myself sipping on a rose tea with some rose petals in there. Yeah, I could be that hotshot. I know I can. So this is going to be my introduction into the more fancier teas. I have tried other teas like chamomile and stuff like that, and I definitely do not like the black licorice flavor. Definitely don't. So I just don't go into some directions, but I think the flower petal direction, I think that just could suit my personality. So we're going to give that a go, and I'm super excited to get that. Now, the last thing that I will tell you about is when I went to work today, I went in early, and Amy, I don't know if you remember Amy, she was on my channel before about 2 years ago. She played the part of Dracula, and I'm not really good at putting cards anywhere, so I will try to put a card here, and if not, I'll do my best to link that video somehow with this one. But anyways, Amy's a tea drinker, and Amy even bought me, a teapot and a teacup and saucer in an effort to get me to drink this tea. And she makes it sound so fantastic and romantic and all that kind of stuff. Like, I want to be this little old lady drinking tea, and then maybe once in a while look at you and give you this like Billy Idol snarl. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sweet but a little sassy, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I was telling Amy about this book that I just started to read yesterday, and I'm really only 2.5 chapters in. So I was setting the scene up and telling her about this book. The name of the book is West with Giraffes, and it's by Lynda Rutledge. And everybody who knows me knows that my favorite book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. And I dubbed that my very favorite book when I was 31 years old. When I was, I want to say 49, I read a book called The Honey Bus by Meredith May. And I think that book, for me, superseded John Steinbeck's. Although I loved John Steinbeck, and he is my man, I've read all of his works, or just about. None of his books made me cry. And I feel that if a book could move me to tears, then it's got to be something special. And Meredith May's The Honey Bus made me cry. But here's the thing. It didn't make me cry until the very last pages. And then boom, just like a tidal wave, it hit me and I started crying, and I was like, oh, I think this is my favorite book now. All right. So here's the thing. From 31 to 49, that whole gap in between, never, as an avid reader, have I found another book to take the place of Mr. Steinbeck's until Mrs. May's book came along. Okay, well, I'm only 2.5 chapters into this West with Giraffes, and as I'm setting the scene and telling her the story, all these emotions hit me at once of all the scenarios that are unfolding and how I feel about certain things. And then I tried to hold my shit together, and I just couldn't. I just started to make that, that ugly face cry. And I just wanted to turn my head really quick, because I felt like, such a fool. Look at me telling you about this story, and here I am a blubbering fool crying about it because it's just so beautiful. And I apologize. I'm like, oh my God, look at me. I'm so silly. What am I crying about? And Amy's like, no. That's a very beautiful thing. It just shows how very emotional you are with animals and people who are considered the underdog. And, I really do have strong convictions about that my loves. So, I just naturally cried. What are you going to do, right? When it hits you, it hits you. So I'm saying, I haven't finished the book yet, but I think we have a new winner. I don't know. I'm definitely going to do a book review on this. And that is why I went ahead and ordered this book. Because if it is making me cry and so emotional right out of the gate, I can't help but think that there's just marvelous things up ahead in the corners, around the bend in this book. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right. I think I was right in my decision in breaking the rules to acquire this book. I think. We'll find out. Stay tuned for that review. Until my next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, be reading, and may all your dreams come true.